aircraft goes down in waters off West End. An historic day for the Ministry of Agriculture on Grand Bahama. And the Barry and Sheena Johnson murder trial adjourned till next year.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I am Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, investigations are underway into an apparent plane crash in waters off West End. At last report, one person was rescued. Tonight, the search continues for another. Italia Hall has the details.
When the ZNS News team arrived on the scene, emergency medical personnel were in place at the back of the old Bahama Bay Resort. A team of police officers were on shore, while another group of officers were out to sea in a boat, searching for the aircraft and those on board. Now, according to unconfirmed reports, the aircraft was coming in from Gainesville, Florida, en route to North Eleuthera with 2 passengers on board. Officer in charge of the West End Division, Superintendent Noel Curry, telling the media that the police control room received a call around 11:42, informing them that a plane went down off of West End.
I led a team of officers and support staff to the location. We were grateful for support from persons in the community of West End, also the U.S. Coast Guard and local residents who went out there with us. We located a sea craft, which is not the vessel in question, the craft in question, and we actually saw a lone female survivor aboard that sea craft. She was assisted by U.S. Coast Guard to the Freeport International Airport to seek further medical assistance. We did a grid search of the area along with U.S. Coast Guard. However, at this time, we have not located an area that we can assign as the crash site.
Superintendent Curry giving details on the condition of the female passenger on board. He says she was found 8 miles off from West End, and there may have been a male on board as well.
She appeared incoherent. Imagine after a traumatic event like that. So we did not get a chance at that time to have a dialogue with her. So we wanted to respect that period of recovery, and we'll be able to follow up with her in due course. At the location, there's no debris field, so only what we have in terms of takeoff, it would be a small aircraft, but we could not confirm at this time.
Superintendent Curry says police will continue the search for the missing man and aircraft. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Switching gears, the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, along with his delegation, on island this afternoon for a special occasion, the commissioning of the Grand Bahama Animal Control Unit's vehicles. The commissioning ceremony being described as an historic occasion for the country, as Grand Bahama is the first island outside of the capital to have its own animal control unit under the Department of Agriculture. Minister Renward Wells says that the 2 brand new vehicles will be of great asset to the control unit.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the first and only island thus far that can boast of its own animal control unit. The unit was established on the 1st of March 2017, this year, with a complement of a veterinarian officer, 4 animal control wardens, a telephone operator, and custodial staff to regulate animal control issues.
Minister Wells adds that the department aims to make a meaningful and a lasting impact on the Grand Bahama animal health and production policy.
In particular, this unit will address issues such as dog licensing, the control and reduction of stray and roaming animals, animal control issues such as dog attacks, border protection with animals entering the country, public education and outreach programs on responsible pet ownership. The unit's work will also be beneficial to the Grand Bahama community through the presence of a veterinarian officer at the animal control unit who will deal with veterinarian matters such as veterinarian extension to livestock farmers and animals and the issuance of animal product permits.
Head of the Animal Control Unit, Veterinary Officer Dr. Martine Carey says that she is looking forward to fulfilling a much-needed role in animal control and protection on Grand Bahama.
The Animal Control Unit is an exciting venture for Grand Bahama. I'm pleased and humbled to be the person selected to supervise the staff here and to manage the unit. I assure you that I have and will continue to take pride in my role. I've been blessed greatly with the staff that was chosen. They are a great team and have shown exemplary attributes this far.
Minister Wells adds that the Animal Control Board is envisioned to be established in the near future. Megan Shepard, ZNS. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture visiting the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute here on Grand Bahama today to get a feel for what students who are enrolled in the Fresh Start program are doing. Kimberly Mullings went along.
The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture seeing firsthand what the students of the Fresh Start program on Grand Bahama have been learning at BTVI. The Honorable Michael Pintard thanking the local ministry, BTVI, and all partners involved for assisting the young persons with developing skills that they're able to use almost immediately in finding employment and seeking income.
I had an opportunity to look at the work that they're doing in welding, plumbing, the electrical field, and then of course having a skill set, whether it's in office, procedure, butlering. All of these are critical areas that can help our young people in terms of finding employment. At one of the establishments on the island, there's been a constant complaint that Bahamians ought to occupy some of these technical positions. Well, the only way you're going to occupy the position is you have to have the skill set. And so I'm happy to see the range of skills that our young people are gaining right now.
Minister Pintard noting that it is important to have a trade, as well as to gain hands-on experience before entering the workforce. He thanked Corporate Grand Bahama for welcoming student interns at their establishments.
These young people, once given a chance and they enter these companies, the owners of the companies tend to keep a very high percentage of them because they are adding value to their business. So even businesses that are doing marginally well, it isn't that they don't want to hire. What they don't want to do is invest resources in somebody who's not adding value to what they're doing. And so when we provide them with somebody who has increased their capacity, they keep them on because they will help them improve their bottom line.
Youth Coordinator at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Grand Bahama, Carla Brown-Roker, says the 78 students who are a part of the Fresh Start program is comprised of young persons who would have had difficulty of some sort securing a job due to lack of employable skills.
They got an opportunity from mid-October to engage themselves in classes for technical skills as well as be exposed to soft skills. We know from research that when you marry technical skills and soft skills and you give them the personal development seminars, it works for a good employee to go out and to make themselves an asset to companies.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
An adjournment in the Barry and Sheena Johnson murder trial in the Supreme Court. The case that has been going on now for several weeks is expected to resume on January 15th. Three men, Paul Belizaire, Devon Hall, and Kevin Dames, are accused of killing the Johnsons at their home in Holmes Rock in September of 2015, and also of robbing them of their car keys and their GMC truck valued at over $8,000. Justice Estelle Gray is presiding. Also from the court tonight, bail denied to accused child molester Andre Burbile. The former 8 Mile Rock High School teacher was convicted of 8 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse with an underage boy back in 2011 and was sentenced to a total of 35 years in prison. However, his convictions and the sentences were overturned on appeal and a retrial ordered. At the close of the retrial in 2014, Burbile was once again convicted of 2 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse with an underage boy and is sentenced to 28 years behind bars. But that was also overturned and the current retrial ordered. During Wednesday's proceedings, Justice Milton Evans denied Burbile bail and set February 26th of next year as the date for trial. He is represented by attorney Stanley Roll. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues in just a moment.